on, everybody? I think I'm gonna start breaking these videos up into two pieces and spreading them out throughout the week instead of one big long one, kind of all smushed together. So we'll see how that works out and how I keep that on time. Come up with a brilliant idea, not really that brilliant, but instead of trying to lay out plastic and cover up all the gaps underneath the greenhouse where all the critters and the bugs seem to like to get in, geckos and lizards and whatever, I bought some expanding spray foam, so I'm gonna do that to the whole perimeter of the greenhouse today, and we'll see what happens. But really the biggest updates are cucumbers aren't doing so great. Nutrient got a little low, but I mean, there were still nutrients. The roots are in the nutrients, so I don't know if just with the heat, because we hit 90s a couple days this week, if that contributed to it, but I topped it off, and I don't know if the plants are going to come back or not, which is really sad because there, I believe on this one, there was a couple cucumbers hanging on this one, but I don't see them anymore. No, yeah, there it is. It's shriveling up. So yeah, this plant's gonna die more than likely. This one's kind of hanging on for dear life. We'll see what happens. The cucumber in the bucket, not doing too well. As we know, it was going to die off where it got broke, and it's a pretty crispy critter. It's not doing all that well, but it was an experiment, right? So we'll see what happens. Maybe it will get over itself. This one on the barrel is still doing well. Leaves are a little dry, but they're green. They're getting nutrient. I don't know how well in the light we can see, but you can see some of the floating root ball down in there, so there's plenty of root getting plenty of nutrient. These leaves are darker, and you got cucumbers, so there's a couple small ones hanging out back here, so we'll see how they do. Other than that, potatoes are doing well. I need to clip these once they get a little bigger so they don't fall over and break. Green beans are starting to hit their growth spurt. There's a couple bald patches in here where, like on this one, the bugs are eating the first two leaves that are coming out when the plant comes out, so that kills it off. So I could poke a couple more in here. That's what I've been doing. And same thing with here, like this one actually looks like the leaves actually came out, but the shell of the seed didn't pop off, and it's keeping it all crusty and cramped in here, so it can't do its thing. So I'll have to try to pick the rest of that off of there. Chinese long beans doing terrible. Multiple reasons. It just seems runty time of year, probably bad seeds. Tongues of fire, or yeah, this one's a tongues of fire, is doing pretty good. Couple runts down in there for whatever reason, either not getting enough sun or something. Bunch of cobwebs. And then one is rattlesnake, and let's see, that side's rattlesnake, and this side is the dragon tongue. Snap peas have been doing real well. I actually have some more that I can pick and eat, so these are actually ready to go. 3, that one's not quite ready, you know, so there's a handful. Then these are pea pods or snow peas, so there's a couple of them starting in here, but they're not ready yet. The green apple cucumbers, nothing germinated yet. It's been a little over a week. Not sure what's going on there. And then these are all diva cucumbers, varying stages, so we'll see how they go. Again, it's always an experiment, right? Throwing stuff in the dirt and trying to play with the hydroponics outside. A bunch of strawberries. We got some hanging down here that need to be picked. And there's a bunch of them growing in here. So, I mean, these are last year's plants. They didn't do much last year. Grass and some weeds hanging out in here. But there's a couple berries that need to be picked. I think there's like 4 or 5 hiding in there. There's one there. There's one there. But the plants are doing much better this year, so we'll see. And then these are all the runty transplants. I actually have a berry or 2 on them. We'll see what happens. I didn't get around to cutting the onions last week, so hopefully I get done to that. And the different stages of the radishes, after I thinned them out, they seem to start getting a little dry. I mean, I water them every day. The Brussels sprouts are doing pretty well, as far as I know. I mean, the one in the center is much stronger than the other 4. Never grown them before, so it's all an experiment. And everything else is just in its varying stages of growth. The only positive thing, I guess positive and negative, so this one's been dead, this fruit tree, it never grew. I thought this one was dead because, I mean, shoot, it's May today. But then all of a sudden the last week it started getting leaves back again, so it's not dead. I thought it had died off, so but see if I can zoom in. You can see some of the gaps in the bottom of the 2x6. So I'm going to go with spray foam and fill in all the gaps, and then depending how far it oozes out, trim it off. But there's gaps all over. I mean, I didn't level out, you know, I just basically built everything on what was there in the backyard and kind of went from there. So I think I've mentioned it before, maybe people don't know, it's been years, but you know, I rent, so I try to leave things in a state where when I pull this out, I just throw down some seed and you know, get grass again. So I mean, there's 3-4 inch gap down there, so I might have to put a board and then spray some foam, pick out some of these weeds and finish that. And same thing on this side. Oh, there's a split. It's probably been like that for a while, but never really paid attention. But I think I'd figure this is year 3, so and there's some pretty good gaps in here, you know, so whatever, we'll see what happens. So I'll just, you know, shoot it with spray foam and cross my fingers and hope.